Hi there, and welcome to the Skylight Books author reading series. If you'd like to learn more about us and our many upcoming author events, please visit skylightbooks.com, where you can browse our inventory, buy books, and join our Friends with Benefits Club. You can also follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. To speak to a real live bookseller like me, please call 323-660-1175. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
And so, please welcome with big warmth and heart, Felicia Day.
Thanks, you guys. Oh my God, it's packed in here. No one faints. Hi, photographers. Hey, we're going to do a cool photo where everybody holds up their book.
Hold up the book.
And I'm going to stand in front of it because I think, oh my God, this looks amazing.
And then just Felicia's in the back here.
Oh, I should probably hold it too.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, the same phone.
And then right here. Felicia, right up here for me.
Paparazzi!
And that big smile a couple more times right here. And then everybody put all your hands up in the air real quick. And Felicia, your hands in the air too.
How can I raise both hands? That's
No, you can't.
Okay, thank you. Yay! Okay, great. That was awesome. Well, that's what it's like, except times 100 when you're on the red carpet. It's the most terrifying experience of your life. Here, over here, you have a booger in your nose. Okay, anyway. I want to thank all of you for being here. Obviously, there's a lot of people here, but when we get to the signing, I will go quick, and everyone will get a photo if you want. So we will have a method to get everybody what they need tonight. But I literally heard that we were a bestseller. I guess I am, but we are. We are, because we're, I love it. We made a family together, and the fact that we can embrace our weirdnesses together and create a community online is amazing, and why I wanted to write the book in the first place. So thank you. Number 3, I was literally bawling at midnight, so thank you. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A before we get into it. And Cecil, who has the coolest name I've ever heard, we're going to go through some of the questions you guys sent in before we get to the signing. So just a little half hour, and then we'll get into all of that. Do I just read them out loud for myself? Oh, good. This is just me. I have a podium. I don't know anything anymore, guys. I'm so tired. Okay, I'm going to go through as many questions as I can. What? This is a horrible sound. Okay. Let's see. If you had to live as one of your characters in their world, which would you choose? Oh, that's a very good question, Pat M. Pat M asks that, and I guess, that's a question. Well, Codex would be sad. So I don't know if I want to live in her world. I think I would say Charlie from Supernatural. Other places, Penny was great, but I think that Charlie has more fun, and she is a hunter, and let's just pretend that is still, it's a hunter. Listen, I'm the Sean Bean of women, guys. Don't take that away from me. I have a great track record that I want to keep going. Okay, that's Pat M. If you were to film a love scene, with any of the Harry Potter characters, what would you choose? Hannah M. I'm really glad you're asking the hard questions, you guys. Wow, well, Sirius Black would just be a weekend thing. And then I really like the Weasley, the dragon Weasley. Bill, right, Bill? Charlie. Whoa. Charlie. That's it. Someone said it was Bill, and I was like, that's not true. And I knew it wasn't Percy because he's kind of a prat sometimes, but still hot. Okay, yes, we would make sweet love in a dragon nest. Is a dragon nest sanitary? No. All right, not there. Okay, next question. Kenny Weiland asks, what was the biggest lesson you learned while making the guild? Kenny, if you read the book, you'll know that one of the biggest lessons was don't let people shoot in your house if you like your furniture. Seriously, I guess the biggest lesson was that getting together with your friends and making something from scratch is the most fulfilling thing that you can do. So even if we had never, reached an audience with the guild, just making that video was so fulfilling because we came together and all of us had different skill sets. People were creating it, all the meetings, just like picking up trash off the street. I mean, if you read my book, there's trash involved. I was trash obsessed for a while, just like I was obsessed with WoW. So I guess that would be the one thing. And if you guys have a project, you're adorable. Hi. Anyway, that would be my answer. Where was the best cup of coffee you've ever had so far? Wow, Lucy. A, that's a good question. B, I like your handwriting. That's not creepy. Wow, that's a really good question. Well, I think in Rome, because then you're in Rome, and I'm like, I'm having coffee in Rome. So that was appealing. I think my favorite cup of coffee was at LA Mill in Silver Lake, and I took Will Wheaton out. I had never met him before, but he was friends with my producer, Kim Evie, and I wanted him to do the guild. So I was like, what's the most expensive cup of coffee I can buy? And it was a $9 cup of coffee that we would sip and looked at each other and thought, we're douchebags. And that's how I convinced him to do The Guild Season 3 and play Fox, which is an amazing character. So I guess that would be my favorite incident. Jason Matsuoka asks, what was your favorite episode of Co-optitude to film? Oh my God, you're cute. If Co-optitude is a show that I do with my brother, I would say that the last couple have been kind of great. I was a clown who did Twister. I debased myself in a lot of ways for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed that Afro clown wig I had on, which is a GIF waiting to happen. GIF? I don't care. Stop it. Don't want to hear it. I do think that Goof Troop is one of my very favorites, and the CSI one where there was a used sexual instrument on the ground. There's a child here. That made me laugh a lot. Okay. What movie or book could you watch and read over and over again? Thanks, Queen of Moondor. Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, I watched Bringing Up Baby, which is a Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant film, when I was a kid, so many times that I wore out a VHS tape, and just saying VHS tape means I'm old. So that one, I think I could probably watch The Lord of the Rings over and over again, right? That's some kind of a deep situation. You're dressed beautifully, by the way, ma'am. I don't know. Anyway, okay. I just saw sparkles. What's your Hogwarts house? Olivia M. Slytherin. No, Olivia M. parentheses Slytherin. She's a Slytherin. All right, no judgment, Olivia, but kind of. I would definitely say I'm definitely Ravenclaw. Thank you. Ravenclaw, know-it-all. We're in a bookstore. I would say there's probably a disproportionate number of Ravenclaw here because Hufflepuff forgot. Gryffindor are busy like saving a child. And Slytherin, I don't know, watch some reality shows. Anyway. Don't me to insult you, Olivia. Okay. I was really moved by the section in your book on the creative process. I was wondering if you could share any quirky or interesting things that you currently do to spark inspiration. I like candles and tea to help me. I find candles. I was like, you set tea on fire? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, Kara. My favorite thing to do when I want to be inspired is I go and watch House Hunters International. Because I'm so jealous of those bastards. Sorry. The child here. Why do they get to live in Barcelona and I don't? And I also look at hotel websites and I'm like, hey, if I really want to splurge one day, this is my dream. I really do a lot of travel things because I guess I want to escape my real life. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I like my life. So I just like traveling, except not flying. Let's shut up again. What have been the biggest challenges you've faced as you've penetrated the mainstream? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm 12. And how have you overcome them? Ian. Well, Ian, that's a good question. I have to say that I've not penetrated the mainstream. They just won't let me in. I actually pitched a show last week, and bar none, when I went in, every receptionist was a fan of mine. But some of the executives were like, so what do you do? I'm like, this is so weird. But that's been happening over the years. Like the valet guy, the accountant, they'll all be like, hey, love your work. And then the people in charge have no idea who I am. So I like that track record. It's like I'm the hipster of Hollywood, which, since we're in Los Feliz, is appropriate. So I guess the biggest challenge is showing people that there are different ways to be and to take risks on things that aren't necessarily things that have been proven in the past, but people will like. I think a lot of digital people, and you guys are the influence that will eventually crack that shell of like, well, people like white people in a coffee shop in New York. That's what you should write about. I'm like, we got that. Jennifer Aniston had really terrible great hair for a while. Like, Why don't you try something a little out of the box? Oh no, we can't do that. So the more that you guys drive digital content and show people that, hey, this can be popular outside the avenues that are traditional, the better. That just serves all of us. So anyway, that's the biggest challenge. What is your favorite childhood book from your childhood? Andrea. Anne of Green Gables. Nobody? 2, 3 people? There's a redhead here. You don't love Anne of Green Gables? You're apathetic? Oh my gosh. You need to get. Do we have copies here? I'll sign them. Anne of Green Gables is my love. She made me read Shelley aloud like a pretentious person. God, I cannot swear here. There's a child here. Okay. I'm going to quickly go through here because we want to sign. If you could go back and visit your younger self, what was one piece of advice you could tell her? Angela. Hi, is it you? Oh, you're just staring at me. Okay. I mean, you're not staring. You're looking. You're there. It's really... Did I spit on you? Thank God. Okay. I would tell myself, A, your clothing choices are terrible. And B, don't be so perfect. I hate it. I do have actually a story in my book about perfection and my, grabbing onto my GPA and literally being like, hi, I'm Felicia Day. I have a 4.0. I mean, really, that was that irritating. I really was. And I think that if I had just risked a little bit more and tried more things and been willing to maybe fail at things, I would have had a little bit better path finding other things that fulfilled me versus like doing things for other people. Did that make sense? Was that, I don't know. Anyway, Diana Perry of Diana and Heather. Oh, Diana, are you here? Hi. I just saw Heather 2 days ago in Phoenix. That was 115. That was it's a terrible place to live. I'm sorry, Phoenix.
Tucson, 10 degrees cooler.
Is it 10 degrees cooler? Is that kind of like the valley? This guy does not believe it. Fight. Okay, all right. You guys wrestle later. You have done so many different projects over the years. What was the impetus for writing this book? Oh, that's a question. I love reading. If you read in my book, I love books. I grew up with books. I had no friends, so my books were my friends. If you read the book, you will see fan fiction that I wrote with the characters that I loved from the books, including Perry Mason, Joey from Full House. Like, there was some really... I'm glad I didn't go too in-depth in that, or you guys probably wouldn't be here because I'm a creep. But I did love books so much, and the fact it was a bucket list item, and in trying to do like presentations and stuff around, I made people laugh, but I also told them my story, and people were like, hey, I want to be proud of who I am as well, and you allowed that. And I think that's a really cool thing. If we can help each other feel better about each other and ourselves, then that gets all of our brain off of our own problems, like looking in the mirror like, hey, your nose is big, or you're not a success. I think we're really hard on ourselves, and the more we can focus outwardly on other people, we get off of our own cases more, and I think it's more fulfilling. So hopefully that book allows some people to do that. All right, that was profound. Stop it. Let's see. I'm gonna. How long do we have? Oh, okay. Oh, I get to milk it. True story. When we're on set, if you're on set, I've done this, I think, on Supernatural and a couple of others. If an actor really is taking really milking it, you go like off camera, just to mess with them. There's that child. God. So Felicia from Alan. I'm a big fan of tabletop. What are some of your favorite board games to play and favorite people to play with? Thanks. Smiley face. That's a really good question, Alan. I love board games, and I never loved board games until my friend Will Wheaton introduced me to them. I was a Monopoly player. I played Scrabble and other things. Hey, you guys play board games? Yeah. A lot of board game players? Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, they're so great, and I didn't really appreciate them coming from a video game background until Will would show me at conventions we go to how fun it was to pick up a board game and play it on a weekend. So when I just started Geek and Sundry, I was like, who do I know who's awesome? Will likes D&D, I think, and when I called him, this is a whole story I had to cut out of the book. I should probably put it somewhere, but it's heartfelt. And so I was like, Will, what do you want to do? Do something with me at this new channel. Do you want to be a dungeon master? And he was like, I think we should play tabletop games. I'm like, okay. He's like, no, but like German games, and I want to get people together, and then I'm going to open it with a monologue, and like it just all started pouring out of his head, and I was like, I don't know about a lot of these games, but you sound passionate, so let's do this. You know how Will gets? It's like, oh my God, it's like a spark coming out of his head, like some weird manga thing. Anyway, And the show has turned into an awesome thing that introduces people, including me, to board games. Whenever I do one, I pick it up. Like a there's some that Splendor hasn't been on. It'll be on next time. I'm going to push it, but maybe he is picking out all the games for next season very carefully. But Catan and Lords of Waterdeep, I love. I can list so many. What was that?
Last Night on Earth.
Last Night on Earth, Dr. Hannah. If you guys don't know Dr. Hannah, he's basically the champion of that city. It's a true story. He's a hero, and salmon salad. Anyway, I would just urge, and we're trying to cover more of that on the website. So if you go to geekascider.com, we try to have some articles every week about introducing people to new board games, which is something that I enjoy introducing. And the people I invite over are people who I'm like, oh, pizza guy, he'll bring a pizza, or I'm just kidding. That's not really. Kind of kidding. Okay, Felicia, I have an ant problem in my home. Do you have any tips for eradication, Cam? All right, well, first you're dirty. So, Cam, I don't know where you are, but clean your act up and maybe you won't be infested in your house. Two, this is really stupid. I get really crazy. My house always gets those little moths, the ones in the flower, and they just suddenly, it's like they all had the sexing and had 10 million babies. And you're just like, it's like a Mothra. You're in Mothra. Like there's just moths everywhere. And I'll get up and I'll see one and I'll get so crazy that I'll get the mini vac around and I'll run around like I'm in a John Woo film. Like I'll be like, I'm running through the air. I'm trying to jump and like vacuum it out of the air. And I'll see one. I'll go, no. And I'll run. That's my hobby. And then just dumping them outside of the house is so satisfying. So I don't have that vicarious pleasure for ants. But I would say maybe go to Whole Foods and maybe get the peppermint spray, because that seems to do. Nobody? I don't know. I have a thing with chemicals, so.
Windex works.
Windex. We have Windex works.
Cinnamon works too.
Cinnamon works. We have a lot of organic suggestions over in this area. Anybody else? Ant tips? Anybody?
Bug assault.
Salt?
Bug assault.
Bug assault. Oh, you're just all about the chemicals. Just like, shh. Okay. Oh, that's the little squeezy thing? Is that from like a 1920s cartoon? Oh. Okay. Cam, find her. All right. I know you say embrace your weird, but how can a person do that when they're 30 plus and have been faced with heartache for it for their whole life? Okay, first of all, you just heard our reaction. Screw all the people who made you feel like that. Number one. Right? Second of all, I think we've all felt like outsiders in this world. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care if you're a supermodel. Everyone's got a story of feeling not accepted or felt like abandoning something that's key to themselves because they just want to fit in and make it easy. And I think the more we can all push together to make it easy to be yourself, the more that it's you have the ability in yourself to stand up and say, you know what, I actually don't agree with what you think I should be. I'm exactly who I am. When people say, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm just staying here and I'm not going away. I'm exactly who I want to be. And if you'd like to judge me, especially on my outward appearance, that's kind of your problem. And so the more you put it on them being unreasonable and maybe try to make them understand that you are unique and you're proud of who you are, being unself-conscious about yourself is an incredible superpower. People definitely back down if you can stand firm and say, these are the things I love, this is who I am, and I'm not going away. So I would start there and then start filling your life with people who do accept you for who you are, because there are plenty of people who do that. So let's give it a round of applause to that person. Should never feel like that. Screw the world. Okay. Where do you hope to be in 10 years from now? Life and career-wise. Blanca. Oh, are you my therapist? God, Blanca. It's a good I don't know if I want to know. And I guess that's my whole life. I've always felt very claustrophobic knowing where the future was. I like to sort of dart away, and I'm sure I've sabotaged or avoided a lot of quote-unquote success in the mainstream because of that. But I I like the fact that I can surprise myself, and especially working in the world that we are, there are always avenues to do something new. So that's probably not good advice for anybody, but that's just me. I just know that I always want to be one click away from the people who like my work and be delighting them with new things all the time and making them feel like they're part of a community, because that sense of belonging is so important, as we heard from the last question. And you can find a sense of belonging on the internet, and that's what I wrote my book, really, because I love the internet. And there's some dick faces out there. Sorry, child. And there are a lot of people who, for some reason, are willing to go out on a limb and try to make you feel unwelcome. But the funny thing is that you don't have to go away when they do that. You can actually link arms with other people online and stand strong. And so that's why I love the internet. So thank you, Blanca. I'll talk to you in 10 months and probably be depressed. What 3 things would your action figure come with? Why didn't you leave a name? Because that is a beautiful question. Oh, you're out. I'm sorry. It was a beautiful question, and I like your glasses. I would think, okay, my action figure would come with a phone. I'm sorry. Oh God, is it a real one? Because can I have a magic lasso? Because I've always loved that about Wonder Woman. Because basically, cowboys are kind of hot. So, lasso plus superpowers. What else would I have? I would have perfect hair. I would just have like perfect hair I could pop on my head, so I would never have to straighten or curl my hair again. That would be a superpower I would love to have. That's really super. Thank you. Somebody help me do my hair today. Okay. At midnight. Thank you. Hey, Lisi. Don't call me that. I'm also very into social media. That's a nickname that my brother had when I was a kid. I'm also very into social media. I don't know how to talk in the real world as easily. Any thoughts on how I can open up, Kyle? Well, that's a good question. They do a lot of studies, and they say that introverts are actually much more successful online than average. And it's because I think if you're an introvert like me, like I know it seems weird that I do what I do when I'm an introvert, but I would rather not be out of my house. I don't like hanging out at parties, but I like to have like 2 or 3 friends over. And that's my ideal evening. And that's just who I am. I'm not energized by going out. I actually am energized by being still. So I totally associate with your problem. And I think that's where you start. You start small. You don't like go into a bar and be like, hey, lady, don't do that ever. But I would start, by one person at a time. Find somebody to connect with or community to connect with that's small, and then start to branch out because you get confidence about feeling accepted slowly. God, it's hot. Okay, I'm going to hurry. I know, you guys, I'm sweating and it's unattractive. Can you talk a minute or two about the connection between math, music, and being a geek? I think it's neurology. Okay. There's some really good Oliver Sacks books, I'm sure, in the science section about neurology that I try to read just to say I've read them, but I don't. They're all on my shelf. One day I'll be really smart. The Fig Leaf Rag by Scott Joplin is featured on multiple Geek and Sundry videos. Is that your favorite rag, or is it an easy one to access? Public domain. Boom. Hi, Felicia. Are you planning on writing another web series, feature, or short film in the news future? Cheers, Robert Engel. Thank you. I am working on a new project that I'm writing, hopefully for me to star in. I don't know what iteration that would be, a web series or TV show or whatever. I just want it to be cool. So wherever I need to do it, I will do it. But that is my next project after my book. So cross your fingers for me to make it in the system. What advice would you give to screenwriters attempting to write scripts with female protagonists in male-dominated genres? Just do that. Because we need it. I think that, I think a good tip is to just write somebody you feel comfortable, and if it happens to be a male character, you could change that to a female character later. Like I think we're kind of trapped in a lot of tropes ourselves, even if we have the best intentions, and we sort of fall into those cliches of what we've been taught over the years. Like, this is what a hero looks like, this is what a girlfriend looks like, and I'm like, that's bull. I'm sorry, the leading hot guy would probably like a girl who is not necessarily blonde and negative 50 pounds. There are, that's what really makes me mad, and I think that's more casting than anything. But at the end of the day, it's up to the writers to break those stereotypes. When you put a description about a character in there, you have the power to create a world. So the more you can be behind the camera to make things happen, the better, male or female. But just write good lady parts. Okay. Really? Why do you make me be gross, you guys? All right, 3 more, and then we're going to start. Jane, well, my daughter had a blast building a diorama from old cell phones and computer parts. Gish wishes. Have you seen any of these submissions of your items? And if so, were any of them particularly memorable? Yes, I've seen a lot. I'm sorry I made people build a 4-foot sculpture out of sugar cubes. It's a scavenger hunt that Misha Collins puts on, guys. It's an amazing charity event, and he gives everyone crazy things to have to do. And I did that, and I did a dramatic reading of your 3rd grade report card, and I also did making a diorama out of thrown away computer parts, and people are mad at me. They got like burns and glue guns and things like that. But I saw a lot of them, and there was one that was Mario and Final Fantasy, and it was like unbelievable. So you guys are awesome. Okay, 2 more questions. I know we're hot. Any suggestions on retaining audience when it gets to be difficult to manage? K-Mag, you got to be online constantly. It's like you adopted a puppy almost. Like, make sure the puppy doesn't starve to death. Is that weird? That's a weird analogy. What I'm saying is you're committing to an audience. You're not just saying, here's a video, I'll be back sometime. Like, you're creating, you have to invest yourself in creating a community and being there for them, and them being there for you. It's a relationship you're building. So treat it like a friend that you want them to pick you up at the airport at one point. You know? Like, they're important. And invest in them, and they'll invest in you, and you create a relationship that can supersede a lot of tough times. What direction do you see the Geek Etc. Twitch channel going? More games, more talk shows, more Critical Role type shows. Critical Role is a D&D thing. We have like 12,000 people who watch every Thursday night, tomorrow night, if you guys want to check it out. We're going to do all of that. I love it. It's my pet project. We stream 6 hours a day. I love it. It's like variety hour. I dressed like a clown, and that was corrupted too. It was embarrassing. All right, last question. Any suggestions on retaining an audience when it gets to... Oh, I already tried that. Boom! One more question? Okay, we have one more question, then we're going to line up, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to take a picture with everybody. You're going to hand the phone, ready to take a picture to the person. I will sign and personalize whatever you want, and I'm really appreciative for all of you to be here, and I'm sorry, don't die of heat stroke. If you have a baby or a small child or any kind of health problems, please come to the front so we get you out of here in a more timely manner. Kevin Greenland, hi. So my question for you is, will you ask my girlfriend Susanna to marry me? Where, Kevin? Where's Susanna? Oh my God! Did she say yes? Yay! Oh my God! Kevin, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You guys come to the front of the line so you can go celebrate, okay? Oh my God, I just married somebody, kind of. I'm going to cause intercourse. This is an amazing time. Susanna, you're a lucky, beautiful woman. Okay, guys, let's get this going on. You guys can go and thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here.
You've been listening to the Skylight Books author reading series. Don't forget you can listen to this and all our other great podcasts at skylightbooks.com. And we hope to see you soon.